Hi guys, so it's finally here. The buffs we've been waiting for since the developer campfire chat are finally delivered, and a lot of these buffs are things that they talked about and things we've all been waiting for as players. Across the board, all classes have been buffed, so today everybody's getting a W and nobody's getting nerfed. In this video, I'm just going to be covering the gameplay and the Sorcerer class specifically. As always, guys, I don't have to waste your time, so I will leave a link to the patch notes in the description down below. And if you guys decide to click that link and not watch the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Help me get to 1,000, and let's get into this video. Gameplay adjustments, experience and rewards, significantly increase the experience awarded for completing nightmare dungeons, significantly increase the experience gained from killing monsters in nightmare dungeons. Helltide chests now provide substantially more bonus experience when opened, significantly increased rewarded experience from completing individual whispers across the board. Fix an issue where no experience was awarded for completing the holdout style event that can occur after finishing dungeon objectives. So, already off the bat from reading this, I love it. I told you guys from the start that nightmare dungeons are what you guys should be farming, because there really is no point in racing to level 100, because you need to level up your glyphs. There's no point being level 100 and all your glyphs are level 1. You're missing out on so much power and just so much just so much in a way that your build will never be complete unless you level up these glyphs, because these glyphs are what's going to make your build just insane. And speaking onto that, I'm happy that the experience for these dungeons are increased, and I'm happy that the experience for killing the monsters is increased, because again, this is the endgame activity. The developers want us to grind nightmare dungeons, so they need to make it worth our time. So like I said, this is a big W. I've been farming nightmare dungeons, and I see good experience gained from it already. Like every time I do a nightmare dungeon, my bar moves. Like every time, like I see it move. It doesn't sit static. Even at level 92 right now, I make steady growth. So today on stream, I'm going to be seeing how that's going to play out and see if it's even more or substantially more, because they're saying significantly. Now, Helltide chests, getting experience, that's amazing, because again, like, we just need experience increased across the board. Like I said, I don't think like getting to level 100 should be it should be a chore, because there really is no like skill, there really is like no reward for getting to 100 other than just having your character maxed out. And I feel like them making it more like making less ways for us to get experience to get to level 100 is not really a good thing. I think every player should be able to experience getting to 100, whether they are a casual or like a sweaty player. Because again, like, even if someone gets to level 100, if they're not sitting there grinding the endgame activity, which is a grind, like leveling up your glyphs, you're gonna have to run a lot of nightmare dungeons to get that experience for the glyphs. And I like the way it's currently designed. I think it should be a grind, because that is a lot of power that you get from those glyphs. But like I said, I really do think that they should just make it in a way that players can get to level 100 easier. And then, like I said, significantly increase the rewards for the Tree of Whispers. That is very good. The Tree of Whispers is a very good like end game, and when you beat the game, kind of an early game system on your alt character to level up. So again, any form of increased experience is a W in my book. General Helltide roaming bosses will now more consistently drop higher quality gear. Players can now teleport to their nightmare dungeon directly through the map. Weekly bonus caches from world bosses will no longer have a level requirement for opening. Okay, guys, this is amazing. If you guys have been doing Helltides, you know about that Beetlebug assassin boss that's in there. She has so much health. She's so annoying. And, like, when you kill her, you get, like, garbage. Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't think anybody's got anything good from her. Maybe you got lucky and you got a legendary, but I've never killed her out of the few times I've killed her. And I've killed her maybe, like, 4 or 5 times. And I've put in, like, I have, like, 300 hours almost in the game right now. And I'm telling you guys, I've gotten nothing good from that. So every time I see her, I just run away from her, because I can get more cinders, more gear just by going out and doing things. So I'll be testing this today on stream to really see if this really is higher quality. And then players not being able to teleport to the Nightmare Dungeon. This is huge. Something that's a huge quality of life. And now we just gotta wait for that gem tab to come out, or that gem resource bag to come out. I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait. And then the weekly cache is no longer being level restricted. I think that is amazing. Because I think you should be able to open it. Now, I do think that the gear should kind of have like that minimum, which I think it will. Because, for example, I think Ancestral, the earliest you can wear Ancestral is level 60. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like that, but at least you can now see what's in the bag. Developer notes. We are currently working on increasing the monster and elite density of endgame content and plan to introduce this change early in Season 1. Again, this one is huge right here, guys, because if the Nightmare Dungeons is going to be a pinnacle part of our endgame experience as Diablo 4 players, it needs to be fun, okay? And it needs to be like a grind worth doing, not only just for gear, but for experience. like I said, I don't want to I don't want to get to level 100 in like 2 minutes, but I want to get to level 100 like in like an hour instead of 100 hours. Does that make any sense? I want to put time in to get there, but I just don't want it handed to me. I hope I explained that in a good way. But like I said, I think getting to level 100, it shouldn't be a chore, because I think that's what's going to kill a lot of players, is because once you hit like level 85, it takes a long time to level. um like it's like if you're someone like me who's going hard playing, you're gonna level up quickly. If you're someone who is not, you're gonna drop off and get burned out from fatigue trying to level. Balance changes. Let's read this patch note real quick. We're continuing our efforts to make all class builds feel fun and powerful with another round of balance updates. In particular, we have seen community feedback that basic skills are not impactful enough in combat. These changes will not change the fundamental relationship between basic and core skills. We hope that they help smooth out the leveling experience while we explore additional ways to strengthen them. We're also increasing the power of some skills that players feel are lagging behind their peers. As we look forward to the future updates, we are monitoring other heavily discussed topics such as minion survivability and build parity. Please keep sending us your feedback, and we'll see you in Sanctuary. Again, this is amazing. Like I said, I think the basic skills, they need a buff. I think there is a place for basic skills in the game. It's specifically for the Sorcerer, which is why I'm going to really be going over Sorcerer in today's video. Because our clash for Sorcerer is amazing. So if that could get some love, that would be awesome. Like I said, this might be controversial, but I would gladly give up Chain Lightning to run Arc Lash as my main DPS, and then run my other abilities as just buffers for my character. Like, Arc Lash just feels so good. But now we're gonna get into Sorcerer, and this is where we're gonna start talking about some of the things and giving my feedback on it. So for the skills, Spark base damage increased from 8 to 10%, Enhanced Spark increased from 5.6 to 7, Flickering Spark increased from 3 to 4. Again, this is awesome. I've told everybody that, I wanted to use Spark because Spark gives you that increased crit per hit. Like, it has built-in crit into it already. So if you just attack with it, you get more crit. So I think it's a great ability, but honestly, though, if you compare it to Arc Lash, you're never going to use it. This thing, I don't think any buff in the world would make you pick Spark, unfortunately, because Arc Lash is just so superior. They'd have to do something crazy to, like, sacrifice the cooldown reduction, or they'd have to nerf the cooldown reduction even more. Frostbolt, base damage increased from 35 to 38. Okay, that's a nice buff. Firebolt damage increased from 40 to 44. Again, that's pretty nice. Charge Bolt base damage increased from 28 to 30%. Now, the Firebolt one I want to talk about, because this right here is going to be pretty massive. If the damage is increased from 40 to 44%, technically that's going to benefit every build, because unfortunately for Sorcerer, we're all using Firebolt as our enchantment. Unless you are a fire main, then you get lucky and you get to not use it, right? But what's the word I'm trying to like tell you guys about this real quick. This is going to be nice because Firebolt, we don't necessarily use it for the dot damage when we're using, let's say, an ice build or a lightning build, but that 4% increase, it's going to be nice. It's going to be more damage for us, so that's awesome. Charge Bolts base damage increase from 28 to 30. Okay, that's cool. I don't think anybody's using Charge Bolts. I feel like you're definitely using Chain Lightning in that slot. Or if anything, using Charge Bolt as an enchant. I'm currently using Charge Bolt as an enchant to play with it, so now that it received the buff, I'm kind of curious to see, like, hey, am I going to tell the difference or no? Because this 2%, like, because this is base increase, right? So that means that's not just like an increase, for example, how this is just, oh, it's like 4%. This is basically like it got an extra point put into it, if you think about it, because when you upgrade a skill, in the skill tree, you always see it increase by 4%. So this right here is probably just saying, like, for an actual upgrade, like, you put a point in to get that, and that's going to be at level 1, right? And then Charge Bolt, right, increased its base to 30. So that's pretty big, guys. That's like overall, like, I can't even do the math in my head, but that's a pretty nice increase, so I'm excited to test that out. Incinerate, this ability right here needed a massive buff. Nobody was using it. Mainly nobody was using it because in Diablo, especially in the end game, you can't afford to sit there and stand still. Some of you sorcerers know this. You need to be on the move. Not even just sorcerers in particular, but every class you have to move. Like, standing still gets you killed. I think we can all agree. Base damage increase from 49 to 54, pretty nice. That's a very nice buff right there. That's basically almost 10%, so that's good. Enhanced incinerate damage increase from 15 to 25%. Again, that's like a 66% buff, you know, if you think about it. That is pretty nice. Greater incinerate immobilized requirement reduced from 4 to 3. That's amazing. That is amazing. Wow. Okay, so incinerate might be good. I would, if you have a fire build, you guys go in the comment section down below and let me know. Fireball, mana cost reduction to 35. That's pretty nice. That's a nice, good, healthy increase right there, or decrease to the cost. Frozen orb, this is the big one. Initial base damage increase from 32 to 36. Explosion base damage increase from 29 to 34. Greater frozen orb chance to apply vulnerable increase from 25 to 30. Okay, this is pretty awesome. I've always thought frozen orb was an awesome ability, but it just lacked I don't know, like it just didn't feel good. But the fact that its base damage just got a 4% increase, that's going to be pretty awesome. And the explosion damage got increased. That's pretty awesome. Blizzard got its base damage increased to 130%. I think Blizzard's already very strong, so the fact that it got buffed is kind of nuts. Ice Blade's chance to apply vulnerable has increased to 40%. I don't know how many of you guys are really using Ice Blades. Maybe it's good and I don't know about it, but I always thought Ice Blades, even when launch happened in early beta, I thought it was pretty lackluster. Lightning Spear. Summon Lightning Spear's maximum damage bonus increase from 100 to 160. That's almost a 200% damage increase. That is pretty nice. I love Lightning Spear, but I really feel that its damage sucks. And it just kind of like, it's a waste. I was using it for a while and I had so much fun with it, but it definitely needed that upgrade. So I'm excited about this, guys. And honestly, something you have to think about too is if a lot of you guys are using the Currents ultimate for the Sorcerer where you summon all that lightning skills, like a buff like this, right? Where is it? Charge bolts increase to 30%. When you spawn a charge bolt, it kind of buff the ultimate at the same time. So this right here is actually like a buff to the ultimate and the skill, if you think about it. So I'm excited to play with that and test that out. Now, a lot of these buffs are not really like that important in terms of the grand scheme of things, like coming down here and looking at the stuff, but just kind of towards the end of the video, I just want to like talk to you guys real quick about some of the stuff for Sorcerer that I really feel needs to happen. I think Sorcerer, like, I really feel like, hot take right here, and let me know if you guys agree with this. I really feel like Sorcerer needs a third enchantment slot, because we have to run Firebolt. Like, I mean, we don't have to, right? But let's be honest. Like, do you really want to miss out on increased critical strike damage? You know, like, if you think about it, it's kind of like the decision for Necromancer where you sacrifice your minion. But if you think about it, sacrificing your minion to get that, it's worth it. You know, like, you can put better abilities on your bar. You know, so you get to run better abilities besides a minion, and you get a 30% increased damage. It's a good trade-off. For Sorcerer, the thing that sucks is these like these enchantments are like a way for us to get extra abilities and stuff like that. So I would really like to see a third enchantment slot. I know some classes, like a lot of classes in this game, have like 3 things they can pick from, right? Like they have the ability, like I know Necros, they can pick 3 buffs from Book of the Dead. You know, Druids have 3 passes they can choose from their spirit tree. You know, Rogue has 1, Barb has 1, and Sorcerer has 2. So I guess it's balanced in a way, you know. But I feel like if 2 classes can have 3, I feel like they could give Sorcerer that third, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you Sorcerers would agree it sucks that we have to run Firebolt as an enchant unless we're a fire main. You know, it kind of sucks. I mean, you can of course make a build where you don't have to. But you need some type of burning in your build. That's kind of like the main point I'm trying to tell you guys. You need burning as a sorcerer in some way, shape, or form. You need it, because it's just, at the end of the day, it's more crit damage. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed these patch notes. I'm sorry it was a little long, but I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.